Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 18th of July. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is a weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week I'm looking at Bravada, Jumbo Interactive, Data3, Western Areas and VRX. So if you have a request, send it through to me. Remember to share this video on social media. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter. And also just remember, any advice here is general only. So Bravada, what I've noticed is if we have a look at the the rally from earlier this year, we've seen the share price come back towards that sort of 61.8% retracement level, which is also sort of thereabouts at the 2018 highs. So it seems to be finding support here at the moment. If we look at a daily chart, it looks like we've got a 5-wave decline. So if that's over, we should expect at least a 3-wave rally. What I just need to see to become more bullish is just want to make sure it doesn't turn around at this prior low. So that's around 465. So if we could see a nice close above 465, it starts to look more bullish. Okay, Jumbo Interactive. So if we move to the weekly chart, obviously fantastic run so far. At the moment, as we could see on the weekly, there's a bit of indecision. So we can see that about a month ago, price rejection from lower down, which is good, but it hasn't been able to kick on. For the last 2 weeks, we've had price rejection from higher up. So tracking sideways, doesn't seem to know what it wants to do. These two I guess price rejections on the weekly makes it look like a tweezer top, which is a possible topping out, but I think it's too early to say, unfortunately. We've got this sort of range here from the last few weeks with Jumbo. I'd like to see what it does with this range. Are we going to get a break to the upside or downside? So unfortunately at the moment, price action is still very indecisive. So Data3, if we start off with the weekly chart, you can see that it spent most of 2018 correcting back, and they had the breakout, so should be fairly sustainable. Volumes looking good on the way up. If we just move to the daily, what's happened is we've had another gap up, but I think it's got further to run. So prior to the gap up, we had a period of consolidation, and then it gapped up on good volume. So given that it's spent a few weeks doing nothing, I think that this current move will still have legs to it. So I think there's even more upside here for Data3. Mercenaries, now looking like a really good chart here. So we've got, so we had that sort of quick rally earlier in the year, and then I guess a 5-6 month consolidation of that rally. It's made a higher low, so this was the January low. It's made a higher low and now it's getting a move on, good volume coming in, nice move yesterday. So, I think this corrective decline is now over, and we should expect a decent rally in Western Areas. So I think it'll take out this prior high near 250. So in terms of other targets, if we zoom out to the weekly chart, so here's the decline at the back end of 2018. If we try to measure, if we measure that move, essentially what it's done is it's initially rebounded almost that 38% mark. And I'm sure if we do it on the body of the candles, we get that a little bit more exact. It's not much of a muchness, but we've generally rallied the 38.2%, found resistance, came back, formed a higher low, so it should push through that. The next obvious levels are the 50 and the 61.8, so that's around 280, and we can see that 280 has been a key level for it in the past. Of course, if it gets through that, you'll be targeting $3, and again, $3 seems to have in the past been a key level for Western Areas. So they're the two levels I'd be looking at from here. And finally, VRX, not one I've heard of before. This is the weekly chart, obviously looking strong over the last several weeks. Buy signal on the MACD. If I move to the daily, my only concern is that, if you're looking for an entry point, sort of 14 cents, you've got sort of resistance up here, support back down here. So it's sort of smack bang in the middle of sort of resistance and support. So your risk reward at the moment means that it's not the best entry point. If we can get it closer down here, that'd be ideal. But generally it's looking good. I'm looking at the volumes here on the way up, decreasing volumes on the way down. So, I think beyond what happens in the next few days, the volumes are encouraging, and I think that this one has further to run over time. Okay, that's it for this week. If you have your request, send it through.